The wisest man in the state of Louisiana, especially in the city of New Orleans, the great old David Griffin, once said during media day, but the center position, we'll figure it out. They'll be okay. Well, the Pelicans are not okay no more, so I'm going to break that down right now, the Pelicans Scoop. Cue my music.
This is the Pelicans Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Pelicans Scoop. I am your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and I'm sorry for giggling and laughing because it's hard not to laugh because that was our first impression of David Griffin this season. That was media day. I'll run the clip.
What are we going to do at center, by way of example? And my answer to that would be we're going to figure it out because we've got the kind of talent that can play a variety of different ways. We have bigs that can play in a traditional fashion. We have bigs that can space the court and be three-point shooters. We have rim finishing athletic bigs. We have bigs that can play in space defensively. We have bigs that can protect the rim. But none of that matters if you're not going to be on the floor because the wing talent and depth on this team is so good, they may not be.
That was our first impression of him. All right. We had all these answers that needed to be answered. We had all these answers that needed to be answered. We had all these questions that needed to be answered, and that is what he gave us. Knowing that you grabbed Daniel Theis off the verge of retirement, he was staying in Germany for the Olympics. He was done. He was done. And when you watch Daniel Theis, he shouldn't even be playing on any NBA roster, by far. All right, you struck lightning in the bottle with Yves Missi. Give you some great months, but now he's obviously hit a rookie wall, and that's fine, okay? Because Yves, the truth be told, if you watch any of my videos before leading up, I'm like, you know what? He's gonna be really raw. Like we don't know what to expect from him, but we're gonna take him along slowly. Like we not expecting him to become the guy, and he was thrust into a situation because of a front court with Daniel Theis and Carlo, who just never plays. I guess Carlo was just a flop pick, another flop pick that they gave a contract to who just they don't want to see what they have in Carlos. So we can just nip that in the bud. The Carlos ship has officially said, I'm sorry, guys, I'm jumping off the Carlos ship. Sad to say because I had some stock in that thing, but I can't be gambling with Willie Green and David Griffin. These guys don't know what they're doing. But you're thrust into a situation where you have to play. And by golly, you over-exceeded expectations. At one point, you was leading the Rookie of the Year debate, but now you've hit your wall. But honestly, you're in a position where, Missi, you're not even supposed to be the guy right now. You're supposed to be the guy a couple years down the line. They're supposed to have some type of vet big you can learn off of somebody. I mean, Jonas Valanciunas ended up getting scapegoated. I wanted a better big man than Jonas Valanciunas, but I didn't think Daniel Theis. Nobody thought that. So the reason why we even going into this spiel because the Pelicans played a very good game last night to the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, you lose by 1 point. I mean, but the most important part about that loss was that the Pelicans look great. Like, they look competent. I mean, DeJounte Murray, Trey Murphy, and Zion Williamson, like, that's your core. All right, there's no answers, ifs, ands, or buts about it. Those are the guys you need to be moving around. Like, Zion and Trey just make sense. It's like peanut butter and jelly. I've been telling you, when they come together, Zion, Trey was always supposed to be Zion's gun, right? If Zion's the body, Trey's his pistol. Well, now that they're both now that y'all see, oh, well, damn, the pistol kind of got some legs. The pistol kind of got some arms. It's really Zion and Trey. It's not just Zion and the boys. So you get what I'm saying. But they, spirited effort. But the main thing is the main thing. You can't get a rebound. When you play competent big men, Daniel Gafford. I'm not saying Daniel Gafford's bad by any means. Daniel Gafford, first of all, the Pelicans had Daniel Gafford. Okay, if we had Daniel Gafford as our starter and Yves Missi, woo, and then Missi can learn, but Gafford's a dog, man. All right, he's a dog, man. I mean, but everybody knew that. It wasn't like Gafford is just some nobody just because he's not, give you Jokic and all that. But no, Gafford is a MFer. All right, so when you have Gafford look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar last night, I mean, just getting blocking everything, getting every putback, every rebound. It's like the Jakob situation with Toronto a couple of days ago. At one point, you're running with Zion at the 5. And I was just so idiotic by Griff to even think that he was going to run a full season. Oh, we're going to go small. We're going to do that. It's idiotic. Maybe during All-Star break, I might do a comp of all my worries about the Pelicans at the beginning of the season, and I'm going to make a video and show, like, this is what I was worried about, and this is what ended up happening. Because I promise you guys, I was screaming from the heavens like, dude, you have to get some type of competent big man. This is the Western Conference. Every team that is good has a big. All right? Eve Misi, luckily, was lighting in a bottle, and you got bailed out for a couple months, but now he's hit the wall. And you have no choice but to be stuck with him out there. Can't even have a guy that can sit there and spell him, because the guy that spells him is Daniel Tice or JRE and like Zion. Like, oh my Lord, this is just, the Pelicans are the smallest team in the league, and it feels it every game. Team rebound, like, guys, yes, there should be team rebounding going on. But at the same time, when you have Daniel Gafford will have 12 rebounds. P.J. Washington, 14 rebounds. When you have two guys, and this is like, I'm over here talking like P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford is Tim Duncan and David Robinson or something. Like, these are twin towers. No. I mean, Gafford's big, but P.J. Washington is a small ball 4. Maybe 3 some days. And 14 boards? P.J. Washington in that fourth quarter, you would have thought P.J. Washington looked like a Hall of Famer in the fourth quarter. But Lord, gee, that's a conversation for a whole nother day. We just talking about why this team is so damn small and why this team can't get a goddamn rebound. Simple. But these are issues that we knew was going to happen, but apparently not the guy that's running the team. Apparently the guy that thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, apparently he didn't see that coming, though. Smartest guy in the room, Griff, he didn't see this coming. We all said leading up to it, we have Misi, he's still super raw. We don't know what you're going to get out of him. And you're running out there with Daniel Tice, too. Everybody's seeing how that might be a little issue. When you look at the Western Conference, let's just look at the Western Conference. OKC, Chet Holmgren's hurt. Isaiah Hardenstein. Get you in that. They got light-skinned Duke Dennis off the bench. Look at the Memphis Grizzlies with Zach Edey, Triple J. I mean, a 7-footer at the 4, and then you got a 7'5" guy. So you got those guys. Houston Rockets, Sengun, Jabari Smith, Steven Adams, Thompson. I mean, Thompson's a guard, forward, everything. Thompson plays I don't know. Thompson, one day you watch the Rockets, you have a Thompson at the 4. Next day you see him here at the 2. Thompson's amazing. All right. His name is just some of the, like, look at those guys. Clippers, Zubac, Lakers, AD. Pelicans don't have nobody. And it shows every night. Dallas, Gafford and Lively. Lively's been out the season, but Gafford and Lively. That's a problem. Apparently, everybody's seen it, but smartest man in the room, old Mr. Humpty Dumpty, David Griffin.
What are we going to do at center, by way of example? And my answer to that would be we're going to figure it out, because we've got the kind of talent that can play a variety of different ways.
So before we get out of here, I just want to say this. In a one-point loss, because it was a one-point loss, let me just reiterate this to you guys. And the Pelicans, in a one-point loss to Lucaless Mavericks, Mavericks just have a better team anyway. Call it spade a spade. But the Pelicans played really well. They played well enough to win the game. Should have won the game. Like I said, one-point loss. The Mavericks, second chance points. It's the most important stat. Because they had out-rebounded you 51-36. But I told you that in the beginning. Second chance. Mavericks, 32 second chance points. Pelicans, 13. And a one-point loss. 32 second chance points to 13 and a one-point loss. Can't tell me that I don't got nothing to do with that. Can't. Just can't. 32 second chance points to 13 and a one-point loss. Because they're big men. They have big men. Not even just about their big. Like, they have bigs. Misi hasn't scored in the last couple games. I mean, he's hit the wall. But it's okay. Because he's done more than we even expected. He shouldn't even be in a position right now to where he should be having a lot. Like, he's still supposed to be coming along, man. We all jumped a bit with him. I ain't jumping a bit, but, we all, like, he's still a rookie. Everything that Misi was accomplishing, we always came down to he's still just a rookie. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. He's hit his wall now. He's going to have to figure it out. He's going to let you know all about Misi moving forward, right? You just got your ass handed to you the last 2 games, right? So how can you rebound? What's going to let us know about him moving forward? Can he, just clean slate, wipe it, like, brand new game. I got to get back to it. Obviously, I know how to get better, but just keep improving, just keep going. So, it's ain't a Misi thing. It's a David Griffin problem. It's not a Willie Green problem for once. It's not a Willie Green problem. It's a David Griffin problem. This roster construction is a joke. It's been a joke. We all said it was a joke leading up to it. So I said, I got to get that video. I'm going to make that video. I promise you, All-Star break, none of the Pelicans are doing anything. So it's going to be plenty of time for me to just sit there and try and make some videos. So I'll do a revisit of what my earlier takes leading up into the season would have been and where we are now, because pretty much the halfway point. And, yeah, you're not even close to even sniffing the play-in. You're really staring at the lottery, potentially top 5. Potentially. You know how the lottery system goes. So then you got to stick for another edition of the Pelicans Scoop. Maybe one day the Pelicans can get tall, get some tall people in the building. All right, you've been trying to – they really thought that they were going to go a season of putting Zion at the 5. Idiotic. I mean, maybe the Houston Rockets a couple years ago was not a good example, huh? Maybe the 2020 Rockets were out there with PJ Tucker at the 5 and the Lakers just dominated them in the bubble playoffs. Maybe, we haven't seen this happen before. But I digress. So I appreciate you guys for sticking in for another edition of Pelicans Scoop. Ain't no wins coming soon. Because the Pelicans play I think the Boston Celtics coming up. Potentially. I think so. Let me check. Yeah, the Celtics come to the Smoothie King Center on Friday. So, hey, man, I might go to that. So thank you guys for sticking in. Jordan Kitchens, signing out. Peace.